Hi, this is Max with Enlight Automotive, and today I'm going to show you guys how to install LED daytime running lights on this 2015 Honda Accord Coupe. The installation will be valid for both the Coupe and the Sedan models because they both use the same 9005 halogen bulb that we'll be swapping over to an LED system. So just to clear up any confusion about which bulbs are what on the Honda Accord headlights, starting off with this strip down here, this particular model has factory LED daytime running lights. That is, this strip here has LED bulbs along the length. Some models do not have LEDs. They have a halogen bulb that's kind of in the corner here and then it sends light down. We do have solutions for that. But this bulb up here, this is also a daytime running light bulb, but it also functions as the high beam bulb. When the vehicle is in the on position, the engine is running, and the e-brake is down, that bulb will come on at about half power. So in conjunction with the LED strip or the light strip on the bottom, that bulb will also come on at half power. And then when you turn your high beams on, that will turn on to full power. You cannot have the low beam headlights on at the same time that this bulb is functioning at half power. So this is the one that we're going to be changing today. That is a 9005 socket, and we're going to be putting the Tetraflux DRL system into this vehicle. So let's take a look at all the items that are going to come with your Enlight Tetraflux LED DRL kit. So if you watch some of our other videos, we showed how to install Tetraflux fog lights into this same vehicle here. These look very similar, but they're different. These have a 9005 socket, which means that these three tabs here are a slightly different geometry, so you can't use the fog lights in the DRL sockets. They're not going to fit, so you will need the 9005 version of the Tetraflux. So they'll come with two LED bulbs. They will come with two drivers for the LED bulbs, and they will come with two decoders. So if you were just to plug these components in up here, you're going to get an error message inside the vehicle that says you'll have a DRL light that comes on. What these decoders do is they install in between the car's factory headlights plug and the drivers to make sure that error message does not show up. So that completes the kit. We have more details about these bulbs on our website, but just a quick rundown. They have 4 Cree XPG2 LEDs. So this is the second generation of the XPG LEDs from Cree. They're more efficient, they're brighter. They have a very large die size for the particular SMD package. They also feature an optical reflector to give you 360 degrees of radial illumination. So it leaves a pretty good beam pattern. So to start off with, you're going to want to go inside the vehicle and pull the hood latch. Then take your hand and on the left side of the badge here, there's a lever that you can push up towards the top of the hood to unlatch it, and it will come open. So again, we're going to be changing this bulb here, so if you follow it straight back, there is the 9005 bulb that can be identified by that kind of turquoise blue plug that's connected to the back of the bulb. And this is going to be it's going to be the same color plug on the passenger side as well. So this is where the installation will begin. So space is pretty limited here. Some people might be able to fit their hands in there, but I can't do that. So I'm going to go a little bit different route in order to install this bulb here. To do this, I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver and kind of a metal spatula here, but all you really need to do this is a flathead screwdriver. What you're going to do is you're going to push the center of these tabs here. We're going to take out this air box. I should say the air scoop. You push the center of those down. There's 3 of them that you need to do. It's 1, 2, 3. So you can see that one over there. And then you can gently pull up. It should be very easy. Pull up on this whole assembly here. Might take a little wiggling. And once you get it, the whole thing should come out just like that. So now you're going to see this plastic tube here, and this also will just pull right up. It's just a slip fit on the bottom part. So just Take that out, set it aside. And now we got a much larger area to put our hand. So you can see the blue connector up here. And all you need to do is reach your hand in there and push down on the tab that's there, and it slides right out. So the tab that I'm talking about is right here where my thumb is. That can be pushed down. It will flex a little bit and pull it straight off the back of the bulb. Now you're also going to reach in here. Watch how I turn the bulb counterclockwise, just like that. It does take a little bit of force, it can be tight sometimes, and just slide it right out. That's it. So now what you're going to want to do is grab one of your Tetraflux bulbs, and you're going to want to make this connection here between the driver and the back of the bulb, the cable that comes out of the back of the bulb. So here we see the driver here. You're going to want to do this first, or else it's going to be really difficult to do when it's in there. So now take the bulb, you're going to feed it into this area. You can see that we've already installed the massive photon generator HID system in this vehicle, so check out some of our other videos if you want to see how that was put in. That's this silver ballast here. But we're going to feed the bulb under there and feed it around. So here you see the back of the headlight socket, and you're going to put the bulb in there and you want to twist it until you get the smallest tab. There's the smallest tab on the right hand side to line up with the correct part of the headlight housing. And so there you go, it's in the socket, and now all you need to do is turn it clockwise to lock it in place, just like you're tightening a screw, and that's it. The next thing that you're going to want to do is take the driver, follow the connection that comes out, and now make this connection here between the driver and the DRL decoder. So this is pretty easy to do. All you got to do is just line up the red wire with the red wire and the black one, and put the connector in place. And now the other end of the decoder will plug into that blue turquoise socket that we took off the back of the bulb, which was located right here now. So I'm going to go ahead and make that connection, and then I'll show you how it lights up. So here I've turned on the high beams on this vehicle. I don't have the keys, so I can't turn the DRL part of it on, but the brightness will be the same. So you can see the LEDs. It's actually very bright on axis, which is the way that it should be. It doesn't shoot too much light at high angles because it's got that optical reflector. And you can see there's a nice match between our Xenon HID system that we put into this vehicle, and then there's also a good match to the factory LED DRL strip, which is located here. So for comparison, we'll go over to the stock ones. This is the passenger side that we haven't done yet, and I don't know about you, but that doesn't look very attractive to me. So we're going to go ahead and do this side next. So there's one more very important thing that we have to do before we go and do the passenger side of the vehicle, and that is to secure the driver and the DRL decoder. So what you want to do is feed all of the cables onto this side of the vehicle, so kind of closer to the headlight here. There's plenty of space over here, and you're going to want to use zip ties to secure the DRL decoder. Let's see if we can get some more light in there. Barely. You can see in the middle of the screen there's this harness right there. There's a thick harness there that you can use to wrap zip ties around and secure both the DRL decoder and the driver. So you can't leave them hanging and flopping around, or else they can get damaged or interfere with other moving parts of the vehicle, which would be a disaster. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move over to the passenger side of the vehicle. The air duct pieces that we removed, and just put them back in the correct place. So you want to orient them correctly, and for this particular piece, just line it up and push straight down. It's very simple, that's all there is to it. And now, for the other larger piece here, it's best to remove the centered piece by pushing up. So I'll do one here. You want to leave you want to leave this piece in the slot, but then just push straight up and then pull out that tab there, just like that. So this is what you should get. So do that for all of them. I'll take this one out here. And now, be easy to line up the air duct with the correct mounting holes. Let's see if you can find them here. Click it in place. Push down, make sure everything's secure, doesn't wiggle around, and now just slide it in these tabs by pushing straight down. That's all you gotta do. Make sure you got everything there. I like to push it into the first click. Alright, and so you see they're sticking out just a little bit. Sticking out just a little bit. And now to lock it in place, I'm going to push down to make sure that the whole assembly is flat against the blue metal, and then just push down to here, click. Just like that. And now it's flush. So there's 3 stages to these clips. There's the upper part, which we just were at, and the center location, or the flush location, which is the secured location, and then when you push it down, that's how you take them out. So that's it. Everything's back to factory, and we're ready to go over to the passenger side. Moving over to the passenger side. Again, some people may be able to fit their hand in there and remove the headlight plug. I can't do that, so I'm going to do it slightly differently. Here's the coolant overflow reservoir for the radiator. So this is connected to here. And to access the bulb, we're actually going to take this out. And it's very simple. All you got to do is pull straight up. It's just on a sliding tab. And you can take this and move it out of the way. Again, this vehicle has the HID system in it, so we've got a cable tied to it. But all you got to do is move it out of the way. And now you have plenty of room to slide your hand under there, just like we did on the driver's side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hand on this side, come under, and then you can get your thumb on the tab there and push it down and slide it off. And that's it. Now, again, to remove the bulb, you want to turn it counterclockwise. So it takes a little bit of force. It comes right out. Just like that. So now you're going to want to take your Tetraflux bulb again, make the connection, just like we did on the driver's side, between the back of the bulb and the driver. Feed it on this side, and then rotate it under here. There's the back of the... This is a little tricky to do. It's not too bad. I'm going to feed it under, and then rotate. Let's see if I can get it lined up correctly here. There you go. You wanna rotate the tabs until you get it correctly, and then all you have to do, rotate it counterclockwise. Oh, I'm sorry, clockwise. Rotate it clockwise to lock it in place. Counterclockwise to loosen. Clockwise to secure it in place. And that's it. Now all you have to do is follow the same steps that we did on the driver's side. You want to put the DRL decoder in. Plug the DRL decoder on this side of the driver. Just make sure you secure all of the wiring. Again, you can feed it into this area here or use some other connection, but make sure you keep it away from the engine. You don't want it. You don't want any cables getting by the alternator pulley or anything like that. And then to put this reservoir back, this is where we took it off. There's a it's getting dark here. There's a bracket which is located right here, and then all you have to do is line up that feature, that geometry, with the bracket and go up and down, and there it is. It's locked into place. So that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and make those connections, and then we'll light both sides up. So just one more installation note. You notice that on this side of the DRL decoder there is a little tab that sticks up on the top, and you want that tab to go on the same side as the top of this connector here where my index finger is tapping on. So you want to make sure that it goes in that orientation, or else it'll be very difficult to plug in and it'll be the wrong polarity. Alright, now that we've got both of them in, I just flipped on the high beams here so you can see what they look like. Again, this is not the DRL function, it's just in high beam mode right now because I don't have the keys for this vehicle to turn them on. Everything's nice and white, nice and bright. So one very important thing to know about this LED DRL system, and any LED DRL system for that fact, is that they are only single brightness, okay? So in the beginning of the video I talked about how the DRL function will have two brightness states. It will have the DRL state, which is about half brightness when using a regular halogen bulb, and then the high beam state is full brightness. So that electrically that translates into about a 6-volt power supply, and then it steps up to a 12-volt power supply to the bulbs. But LEDs will only be a single brightness. It doesn't matter what is going into the driver. The driver is always going to put out a constant current to the LEDs. So they're just bright all the time. These particular bulbs are about 1,000 lumens, but it is also important to know that these will not be as bright as the factory halogens in terms of the way it projects light onto the road. Again, they're bright. They're some of the brightest LEDs that you can get right now, but it is important to know that they won't quite be as good as your factory halogens. I think the 65-watt halogens are about 1,200 lumens. These are 1,000 lumens, but you got to remember these are only running at 11 watts of power versus 65 watts for the halogen. So still pretty good. And if you don't use your high beams that often, these are awesome for DRLs, and they really transform the look of the car. So that's it. Thanks for watching.